My journey basically started when I was 3 years old. My parents are both pianists, both my mum and my dad. So I guess I was kind of just born into it. And so I started piano when I was 3. I started piano when I was 5. I started singing when I was 3. Just kept on doing that for a long time until I was 15 or so, doing a few commercials, ad jingles and things like that. It's been a long day. It was a long time. I've sort of been groomed into it by my parents because they've been in the industry for a while. So that's just my music part of it, which is quite a huge part of who I am. In the last 3 to 4 years actually, it's evolved rapidly, the music scene in India, with a lot of independent artists here. And I think we can owe that to festivals like N87, Live from the Console, and then other festivals like the Blues Festival, like the Mumbai Blues Festival, that give bands like Soulmate from Shillong or Blackstrat Blues the opportunity to showcase their music to a really wide audience. You know, I think that's such a good thing for the music community over here, and I can only see it getting better because in probably say 2 or 3 years time, I think N87's experienced a lot of success. I think all the makings for an epic indie scene here is fantastic. I don't think it's a short-term thing. In fact, a lot of bands that are doing cover music right now are gonna have to start thinking about doing their own stuff and writing original material. It's fabulous. It's fabulous to be part of something where you can put your own music out there. And I hope this goes on for a long time. Yeah. That was probably in 2007 or 2008, and the theme was James Bond. So the first thing that came to my mind were supermodels, and I wasn't disappointed. I think that was great. It was a good show, and I'm very happy I was part of that. And we played James Bond tracks also. So all the themes right from like the 70s to perform for something as special as the Queen's Party over here. It was a good one, was really nice. Standout one because of the model. So good music to play, good ramp as well. A couple if I can pick out actually. Well, the first time I ever got on the stage here was for Malhar when friends and I were in the club standard. When we performed at the eliminations in the foyer, and the reception we got when we went on stage was mind-blowing. It was deafening. It was unbelievable. Cannot forget that kind of sound piercing my ears, but it was fabulous. The support, I think. Then we kind of experienced that every year, so that was a regular thing. And it was great. It was fabulous. I think that's number one. And number two was my first love over here. When I was in my 3rd year, I think, with just a few friends actually, who really had my back while I was traveling and gigging and couldn't make assignments and couldn't be here for presentations and things like that. But they really had my back. I'm one of the fortunate few musicians who had unconditional support from their parents. So I've been groomed into it. It's the best thing I can remember growing up to. But for a lot of kids out there, it could be hard because they don't necessarily have parents who are musicians and who see their kids as having a future with something like music, which doesn't pay you it's not a monthly statement. So my advice to those who want to be musicians is basically just be sure if you want to do it and stick with it. Make sure you have fun with it first. Make that your profession if you want to. Parents will always support you. They're just concerned. You will always have the support. You may not have their backing stuff, the confidence in you. Have belief in yourself. Be very sure if this is what you want to do, and go for it. It can be fun at many times. It can be hard at times. It can be both at the same time. It's fabulous. Yeah. The Bartender was conceptualized by Mikey McCleary. He's responsible for songs like Khoya Khoya Chand and Tum Jo Mil Gaye Ho. some of the more popular tracks as part of the Bartender album. And I was really pleasantly surprised by the kind of arrangements that he had. It was very Western, not Indian at all, hardly Indian. The only thing that stayed Indian was the voice. It was kind of awesome, I thought, what he had done with that. It took a while for it to kick off in terms of doing live gigs. It was a good year, but we'd already started working on the second album. And just putting songs down and ideas down. And that's still yet to be released, of course, that second album, but we've already started work on our third album. I would say it's fantastic. The first album was more loungy. The second one was a little more pumpier and peppier. And now it's kind of just moving more into a live space. So everything that we're recording is now live. It was done back then as well. So it's now kind of taking on a life of its own, because Mikey still is like the director, the creative director. But we do whatever we want with these tracks, and we give it our own flavor, our own touch, trying to keep his brief intact. And that's what it's about, yeah.